The second decade of this millennium is coming to an end. Soon, it will be 2020. In this video, I take you back to some of the biggest moments in gaming that you might have forgotten or missed in the last 10 years. While researching this video, I found out things about gaming that I didn't know about. And I hope that you will find the same wonder that I found in discovering these moments for the first time. With that, let's get to it. 2010. The decade started off with a bang. PewDiePie restarted his YouTube channel on April 29th. The bros were growing, but the army was not 100 million strong like it is today. In July of 2010, the biggest release of the decade happened with StarCraft II: Wings of Liberty. This was the start of the esports scene hitting the big time. StarCraft II: Wings of Liberty joined the hallowed halls of the greatest games of all time this year, along with Limbo, Mass Effect 2, Red Dead Redemption, Rock Band 3, Super Mario Galaxy 2, and Super Meat Boy. Another notable event of 2010 in gaming was the release of OnLive, a cloud-based gaming platform that was later purchased by Sony and never utilized. Imagine what could have happened, or what could have been, if OnLive wasn't killed off by Sony over the years. "2011 may well be one of the most important years in the shaping of this decade in gaming, due to another monumental event. Twitch went into official beta on June 6, 2011. Over the years, bringing gaming to the masses and a place for gamers to call home and build communities like never before. It was also the year that a song written for a video game 6 years prior won a Grammy. This song, Baba Yetu, written for Civ 4, won the Grammy Award for music. If you haven't heard it before, I definitely recommend listening to it. It's pretty powerful, it's pretty awesome, and well deserved, Christopher Tin. This was also the year that the Dota 2 International began. This year, the winners were Na'Vi, with a game-breaking strategy that allowed them to fountain hook and kill enemies for free. For me personally, this was the defining moment of the decade, because it made me fall in love with the game that I had played in the past, but had stopped playing, and watching the International take place and the fountain hooking take place, it made me want to play Dota again, and it basically rekindled my love and passion for gaming. So I'd like to share that with you. If you want to skip it, feel free to do so, but I am going to be playing the entirety of the clip. For those of you who've never seen anything of Dota 2, I highly recommend watching this, and I hope you guys enjoy this, and then we'll continue with the other defining moments of the decade right after this.
It was on the edge and we could lose it like any moment. I was sure about that. We knew we needed to do something, so we started to try something out.
Tongfu is going to continue to push. They're not done. Mech still hasn't even been used. There's a hook. Howell brought all the way back to the base. Cleaned up by the fountain.
但是突然被勾的时候，其实一开始，因为那局我们优势很大嘛，一开始会觉得也没什么，下次注意点就行了。
Dandy said, "This is the only way we can win the game." Us too, just doing that stupid stuff. I was like, all right, let's go.
Dandy's gonna try it again. Can he? Got him that time. See you in the base move.
Whenever I saw enemy around, I would ask Papi TP me. He would TP me and I would try hooking.
Oh, there we go. The hook got him.
Fountain hook, fountain hook, fountain hook. It would continue. Yeah, why not?
Yeah, why not? You know, just keep it up.
然后结果他不停的割，就感觉怎么说呢？就感觉很神奇吧。
Tongfu didn't know what to do. Like, they actually screwed up quite a lot.
It's hard to stay calm. Mentally, you're panicking. Apocalypse is happening in your head.
He just goes to Tongfu.
Gyrocopter Aegis to siege high ground, you know. Everybody knows the simple road to victory. The game should be done as simple, but he just got removed.
Oh, he got him! He got him! They're on their feet, they're chanting! All it took was one fountain hook.
2012 was a big year for esports. In May of 2012, Korean Esports Association, Ongamanet, Blizzard Entertainment, and GOM TV announced StarCraft II: Wings of Liberty to professional competitions in South Korea, with Brood War being completely phased out in October. This was the beginning of esports hitting the mainstream, and StarCraft 2 esports viewership hit an all-time high this year. This was also the year that Chris Roberts, creator of Wing Commander and Freelancer, announced Star Citizen as a Kickstarter project. The project raised $2.1 million of its $500,000 backing within a very short period of time. By the end of December 2018, this number was over $250 million for the game. Let that sink in for a moment. That's 100 times more than what they initially raised. To their credit, however, Star Citizen and Squadron 42 are looking like they will be the next gen of gaming. 2012 was also the year that the entire score of Journey got nominated for a Grammy. This was the first time ever a game's entire score had been nominated for a Grammy, and none have been nominated since. Journey was one of the games to join the greatest of all time along with Dishonored and The Walking Dead, the Telltale game series, in 2012. "2013. It may be hard to believe, but 2013 was when the PS4 and Xbox One were announced. This was also the year that Grand Theft Auto V was released. The battle for the living room ensued. Valve started to become the PC platform of choice in this year, and Oculus Rift was introduced to the public. This was also the year that both Dota 2 and GTA 5 were named some of the best games of all time, along with The Last of Us. League of Legends grew in popularity as numbers on Twitch for viewers surged and gaming as a spectator sport was truly born. While numbers for StarCraft 2 GSL Code S were good, they paled in comparison to those garnered by League, whose player base had swelled to 45 million by this point. Casual games also took a front row seat. The likes of Candy Crush became extremely popular, and online spending in these games started to become concerning, with some children racking up tens of thousands of dollars on their parents' credit cards. 2014. 2014 had #Gamergate. 2014 was also the year where we started to see what launches of the future were going to be like. Battlefield 4 suffered from connectivity issues for over 2 months. 2014 was the year that Ralph Baer, the father of video games, passed away at the age of 92. He was the original creator of the console. Some other notable events for this year were the purchase of Oculus by Facebook for $2 billion and EA shutting down more than 50 multiplayer games. 2015, Discord and YouTube Gaming launched. And as we know, today, Discord completely rules the voice over IP market, while YouTube Gaming gave up and is no longer a player in the gaming or streaming market for games. This was also the year that OnLive died after being acquired by Sony. And this was also the year that OpenAI was founded. More on that later. This year was also somewhat of a dark cloud on the world of gaming, due to one event alone, the release of Windows 10. It's been the bane of my existence and the bane of many people's existence for many, many years now. 2015 saw the induction of Bloodborne and The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt into the greatest of all time. Speaking of The Witcher 3, it hit 94,601 concurrent peak players on Steam in December of 2019. More than at launch. Thank you, Netflix. It had a peak player base of 92,268 at launch in May of 2015. In 2015, loved president of Nintendo, Satoru Iwata, passed away at the age of 55. He was the one that brought about the innovations of the Wii U and so on. The sparks that lit the fires of the loot box and crate controversy started to ignite in 2015 with Payday 2. 2016. CSGO gambling took center stage in 2016, with loot boxes starting to enter the discussion in the mainstream. Esports continued to grow, with Dota 2's international prize pool ballooning over 20 million this year. Pokemon Go became a cultural phenomenon, with people traveling around town to gather Pokemon everywhere, and some even getting into accidents due to lack of attention to their surroundings. I know for a fact I've seen, during my little adventure in Pokemon Go, a lot of people hanging out at churches, at shops, at Starbucks, because that's where the gyms were. I'm pretty sure some of you experienced the same, because I'm pretty sure at least 80% of you played Pokemon Go, or might still be catching them all. 2016 was also the year in which Overwatch entered the esports scene with its launch and the eventual Overwatch League. This was also the year that No Man's Sky was released, and it was considered by many to be one of the worst game releases of all time. I personally loved the game and enjoyed many hours of it, and even uploaded some content on modding the game to make it better for PC. I haven't played it in a while, but I do plan on getting back into it considering some changes have happened in recent years. 2017. This was the year of Nintendo. With the release of Breath of the Wild and Super Mario Odyssey, no other company could touch the dominance and the brilliance of Nintendo in 2017. I recently bought Breath of the Wild and can't wait to dive in. 2017 was also the year of Fortnite Battle Royale, and every year going forward has been the year of Fortnite Battle Royale. Fortnite became the biggest game on the planet overnight. This was also the year that we got Assassin's Creed Origins with Bayek of Siwa. 2017 was a great year for gaming in general, and no real issues arose with any titles, and the loot box controversies had subsided along with Gamergate. 2018. 2018 was the culmination of the 3 years prior, and did not disappoint. It gave us great games like Spider-Man, Red Dead Redemption 2, God of War, and Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I know some of you may not agree with Odyssey being up here, but I did enjoy the game quite a bit, and still do on occasion, so I'm putting it in there. It was not all great, however. Battlefield 5 disappointed along with Fallout 76. I personally got the digital deluxe of Battlefield 5 and have vowed to never purchase another Battlefield game ever again. It was a bad experience. It was the year that games went from full price to half price off. From full price to half off within a few months. 2018 also saw the redemption of No Man's Sky. Hello Games and Sean Murray put their heads down after the horrible launch in 2016 and tirelessly worked to drop the next update in 2018. To great acclaim, I might add. 2018 also had Ninja stream Fortnite with Drake, and teenagers all over the world dancing to the various dances found in the game. Loot boxes were regulated in many countries under gambling laws, and the consumers won this round. But there are still hints of these relics in many games. Dota 2 still contains treasures, Overwatch still has skin crates. But it looks like most games have simply gone towards a pay for your cosmetics model as of late. 2018 was a year where we lost one of the most prominent and honest voices in gaming, John Total Biscuit Bain. He was the reason I fell in love with StarCraft, and he was the reason I tried to make my content on YouTube educational versus just Let's Plays. You, sir, will be missed. The Cynical Brit. And now we come to the final year before this decade ends. 2019. 2019 was another great year for gaming. It saw the rise of the highest earning esports players and simultaneously the highest paid team, OG. OG won their second international in 2019. They were not favored to win. In fact, they were considered underdogs for the second year straight. If you want to watch a gaming documentary unlike any other, watch True Sight by Valve for both 2018 and 2019. The story of this squad is one of triumph. It's one for the ages, and it was there for us to witness in this decade. So if you're an esports fan, if you're a gaming fan, it's a must watch, and I highly recommend it. OpenAI's 5 have become a force to be reckoned with, defeating the two-time TI champions quite easily in a 2-0 in 2019, that being OG for anyone that's not a Dota 2 fan. 2019 also saw the first real competitor to the dominance of Fortnite emerge in Apex Legends. One of the smoothest launches in recent memory, Apex Legends took the world by storm in February of 2019. Speaking of launches, Anthem took the title for worst launch in the history of gaming, in my opinion. A heavily anticipated AAA title that failed to deliver. This has made studios think twice about rushing out games going forward, but we will see what 2020 and the next decade brings. Hopefully, it is more masterpieces, like we all expect Cyberpunk 2077 to be. I hope you enjoyed this video on the last decade of gaming. Let me know if you learned something new, or if I missed something that you think I should have put in the video in the comment section below. Share this video with your friends and leave a like. And let me know if you have any questions. And subscribe if you liked what you saw. Thanks for watching, and happy gaming.